flag that you maybe passed up in your 20s that now you're like, oh, this is a go?
A green flag that I passed up in my 20s.
Yeah, like, sometimes we're like, oh, I don't want the guy that's blah, blah, but like now when we get older, we're like,
the
oh,
nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good boys. I was into them. Let me be quiet. I'm from DC, so.
Yeah, I think she said that should give you a hint. I think I used to find myself into aloof people when it's like you think that makes them interesting, but it's like no, they just don't have anything going on, but you think it's unique.
No, I like the bad boys.
Wow,
I was into them.
I feel like the bad boys always was liking me, and I'm like, I don't want to go to the trap house again. I did a few times, and it's like it's boring in there.
Yeah, well, the trap house is where you can find me.
I love that song.
Well, I was young and dumb. I grew up, know.
Yeah. I mean, our tastes change. I was in an interview with Sierra where she's like, the palette changes.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? As you get older, you want different things out of life.
You want different things?
Yeah.
I love...
Man, Taraji P. Henson is the latest woman to say she wants her. She wants the nerd now. I mean, people change. I'm not knocking it. When they're young, they get tired of the older guys, doing what they do with them, going through the loop. Some women like the games, to be honest. But at some point, everybody get fed up. At some point, everybody take a break from basketball, football, and they like, they like going through the games. They like chasing the guys, chasing those type of guys. They like to compete over men. What a lot of things women say, I ain't competing over a man. They like to compete for a man. I've seen women break up their families with their baby father because he cheated, and then still be dealing with him while he got another girlfriend. He done ran off with, he can sleep with whoever you want to sleep with now. You know what I'm saying? But you still sleeping with him. They do stuff like that. They like the games, man. They really do like the games. And when they get older and they figure out that I'm not that special or I can't tame a man, I can't tame him, and all of a sudden I want to settle for the older guy. You heard women in the past, you hear what they say, well, I just want the relationship. I want the relationship without sex. All that shit that they say. All that shit that they say now. Oh, I want the relationship without having sex, and I just want somebody to pay bills. But when a dude talk about splitting bills of 150-50, he a roommate, then what that make you? They get tired of, they get tired. I talk about sometimes guys get tired of, having female rotations. They get tired of the player life, and that's why they end up, monogamy and getting married and committed to one woman or whatever they situation is. That's just, that's how they rolling. But they just get tired of it, and they get in confess, and now I want the nerdy to Kurt, and you want me after you got ran up the mileage is crazy. And if you had to do it all over again, you would go chase those same dudes that you going to chase. And at some point, those cool guys that you wanted to be with, or those street dudes that you wanted to be with, at some point in their life, they didn't settle down with a woman. Now, was that woman greater than you? That's subjective. Even to him, that's subjective. He may just be at a point in his life where he ready to settle down. You could have been the one. In his head, damn, I should have settled down with Pam, or I should have settled down with her. But in his head, sometimes it's just timing. It's just timing, and women got to understand. Most guys want to be with you when you younger. There are some guys that'll definitely pick up the pieces to the puzzle, and they like older women. What Paul Pierce say, they like cook women. It's a lot of guys like that who like cook women. It's a bunch of guys like that. But in general, usually the guys that you want, they don't like women like that. And that's what women gotta understand. Like, instead of being unrealistic, you must understand that, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, have your fun. Ain't nothing wrong with having your fun. There's nothing wrong as a woman having your fun out there. Keep it discreet. You know, have a little fun. Becky do it. All the women do it. Have a little fun. You know, and then, you know, don't wait till it's too late. You know, strike while the iron is hot. Strike while the iron is hot. Don't wait too late. Strike while that iron hot, girl. Don't wait till the iron is completely cold and then you talking about, I want to settle down. Nah. And then you got the same demands that you had when you was 21, 25. Nah. But I hit the link in the description. You can find me on join the Patreon. Appreciate the love, support. Peace.